Madam Anissa is our library and media teacher. Yeah, she's there. Mr. Jason, our ICT teacher, who is helping with technical parts. And a few school librarians there. So before we start the first session from Limbanak, let's listen to a short message from our school principal, Mr. Jackson Siga.
Hello, my name is Jackson Siga, the principal of secondary school SMK Limbanak of Penampang, Sabah. And I'd like to welcome guests from Sweden, Mr. Mark Hammerberg and Madam Helena Diedrichs and her students from Falu Free Gymnasium, Sweden. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you all with us today for our international collaboration on the program Exploring the World Virtually. I will also like to thank the project coordinator, Madam Dina Molijo, library and media teacher, Madam Anissa Abbas, the PBL mentor, Madam Tina Leong, and all the teachers and student committee members who are involved in today's library virtual tour and PBL Cultural Festival. We are very much interested in knowing how your library works, how students search for information nowadays, and ways to attract students to the library. Project-based learning is very important as it gives students the opportunity to develop teamwork and problem-solving skills, along with the ability to communicate effectively with others. To put it in a simple way, PBL is learning by doing. We live in a project-based world. Many in education recognize that our modern world is sustained and advanced through the successful completion of projects. A famous psychologist quoted that knowledge is consequence of experience. Students learn best through the processes of making the product for this project, while they explore the creativity aspect and also the uniqueness of their traditions and culture. The theme for this PBL project is Our Culture, Our Identity. And the topic the students have prepared for today's online sharing is Cultural Festival. This was introduced to our students in early May last year, 2021, and the team had to face a few challenges to continue the activities online when the restricted movement control order COVID-19 pandemic was imposed in the same month until late July. Therefore, I understand very well that the PBL mentor had put in quite a lot of work to guide and to help students in their video documentary preparations. In short, if we are to prepare students for success in life, we need to prepare them for a project-based world. Therefore, when relating project-based learning to students, we must always include example of the world application. This will reinforce students the notion that they can break down future problems into their component parts, assemble and lead a diverse team of stakeholders to process the problem and implement a solution. So before I end my speech, I would like to thank everyone, especially teachers and students from Sweden. We look forward to collaborate with you in the future. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you to our principal for his speech. Now, moving on. To start off with the presentation of virtual tour from Limbanak, let's sit back and have a look at this video prepared by the teachers and students.
First of all, hello, Mark. So I hope you are doing well. On behalf of SMK Limbanak, I would like to express our greatest gratitude for accepting our invitation. So today we already prepared for you a video of our library. So without further delay, let's join us for the virtual tour. Okay, Jason?
pakambay mi pahud o mi sompuro tatak roundo kayu tatak iko puruan asang kayu o ginawo o sompuro o sunduan
Hello everyone, welcome to SMK Limbanak School Library.
Kodung omi iso ko point tutundo ngaranu di tinta fitra insani SMK Limbanak mendidik kemerjujaya setia memacu potensi mencipta gemilang semarak jaya gemilang ganyang dari arus impian ke persada kejayaan menggunung kasih melaut sayang seiringan langkah menggapai cita together towards success sederap melangkah meraut mufakat satu tekad satu asa ku junjung megah namamu SMK Limbanak bersama menuju kejayaan dari arus impian ke persada kejayaan menggunung kasih melaut sayang seiringan langkah menggapai cita.
Hello, these are some of the books available in the library. Here we have Malay language, English, and Chinese books. At this moment, we have about 10,000 books.
Di tinta fitra insani SMK Limbanak
Hi, at this corner, we have the reference book for all the subjects taught in our school. This is our book of the month corners. This month features books adapted from the film.
dari arus impian
This is the special edition corner that showcases material published by the school committees, or something that really holds a special place in our hearts.
seiringan langkah menggapai cita together towards success sederap melangkah meraut mufakat satu tekad satu asa.
So, in this corner, we have 4 desktops with internet connection. This is a great addition for students who don't have a computer at home.
Dari arus
Selamat datang. This is our cultural corner that mostly features the Kadazan Dusun community. The student may gain knowledge about the accessories, language, musical instruments from the Kadazan committee. From time to time, we also add up more from other culture.
Barai son rimbai rimbai o kita o sampuru Kano no mogi kakambai ni pahut o mi sampuru
Hello, this is the Atlantis Corner. At this corner, we try to create a space for the students to know more about marine life. As a bonus, it is also therapeutic, don't you think so?
o sunduan Gotu o kulong biding rapa on kalangadan Misoko dung o mi iso ko point tutundo ngaranu
Hi, this is a play corner where we can play board games, watching educational channel, or just relaxing.
Di tinta fitra insani SMK Limbanak mendidik kemerjujaya setia memacu potensi mencipta gemilang semarak jaya kami lawan genyang dari arus impian
This cafe is still new and in a trial period due to the COVID situation. We just hope for the best.
Melaut sayang seiringan langkah menggapai cita.
Thank you. In the time, you roll up sleeve and your skull t-shirt. They say, what did you do with him today? And sniff me out like I was decorated. Hi, this is the speaker corner. So, at this corner, the student will be able to show their talent, such as reciting poems, giving speech, singing, and many more. It is also frequently used as a backdrop for graduation photos.
Dari arus impian ke pesada kejayaan.
I want to borrow this book.
Menggunung kasih
Lastly, this counter is for borrowing and returning books. Thanks for coming. See you soon.
menggapai cita.
What do you think?
Wow, it's it's so big.
It's so big.
Yeah, compared to
Okay.
ours, we have just a little room. So I'm very impressed by all the spaces and all the functions that you have too, like
Okay.
the speaker's corner, and
Yeah.
I can only dream of that here.
Yeah. In Malaysia, the library at the school mostly have all these corners. Yeah.
Hmm,
The government encourage us to do what do you call interactive corner for the students. How many
that's a good
students
idea.
how many students your school have, Mark?
Uh, it's 400 more or
Oh,
less. So I guess your school is bigger, right?
yeah, we have 1,200 students. Yeah.
4,200.
1,000.
1,000, yeah.
Yeah.
1,200.
Yeah, more than 1,200. Yes.
Okay, so it's 3 times bigger then. Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's why our library is bigger.
Yeah. Well, many of our functions are not based in a physical space like the library, but it's sorted out to the classrooms and to online services. So we
Oh,
don't really need that much space either. But I would like to have, for example, a speaker's corner, physical in the room, not a
oh,
digital one.
okay. So, do you have any questions regarding about our library or
Yeah,
library in Malaysia?
I was going to ask you the same. I heard that you were going to ask me, how do you get the students to read?
Yes, because I don't know, because of the pandemic or so, but the students less do some reading in our school. Yeah, so that's why we want to ask you if you have any suggestion or any programs that encourage the students to read more.
Yeah, we have the same. It's the same problem all over the world, I guess.
Oh, I see.
But now I can show you how we work here. But are you finished now? Can I? Should I show you around or no?
Okay. Yeah,
What's
please.
the program, Dina?
Now is Q&A. You can ask us any questions regarding our
Yeah,
library if you have,
but but
or we'll
so
take a
I
turn of
guess
your.
you, I guess the students read in school as part of the language courses that they take, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you encourage them to read outside of school too, just for fun.
Yeah.
And how do you do that if you do it?
Yes, we do have a program called Nilam. So we have these books. Okay, so the students have to read online and then they have to record their readings here. So at the end of the month, we will see which students read the most and we will give
Okay.
them a gift for
Ah,
the readings. Yes. And we have a star here. If the student reach 120 materials, so we give them a star. This is called a Nilam star.
all
Yeah.
right. So
And
you
we
have a
do
more
have, yeah,
competition.
yes, competition.
Hmm. So is it working? Are they reading
Yes, they
more?
are reading. Mostly the 13 to 15 years old students, they are more interested in reading.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
And we also do have a online library for them to access.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have all books? Are all books available online too, or is it just some of the books?
Some of the books, 50 books now, but they can
50
also
books.
access from the National Library. They
Yeah.
also open a
Hmm.
online library.
Yeah. But may I ask? There are 5 different schools present here. Do I understand it correctly? It's not
Uh,
only one school. You have
Online right now.
yeah, in this meeting.
Oh, in this
Uh,
meeting, we only have SMK Limbanak,
Only
Edina.
Limbanak. We plan
Yeah.
to do. We record this, and then later on, maybe we'll do some edits, and then we'll we'll share them with the other schools. Yeah,
okay, okay, yeah,
yeah.
I see.
Any
Right.
more? Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Is I was going to ask too. Is the library always? Is the
Available.
staff always present, or can the students go there themselves and borrow books?
Oh, do you
Y-
mean during school day? I mean school
Yeah,
hours?
yeah. Do you have like a full-time staff in the library?
Yeah. Do we have? You got it. We
Uh, Only the teachers. We only open until 5 p.m. Yeah,
Yeah,
8 a.m. until 5 p.m. only during school
and
days.
someone is always there.
Yes,
Some teacher. Okay.
the teachers, yeah, except when they have classes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
meaning there's no permanent librarian, right?
yes,
Yeah,
only the teachers.
teachers
Okay.
and the students librarian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. And is that the problem? Do you want a full-time librarian?
Of course, Mark. Of course, we need an assistant, but at the moment we do not have it. But we getting a lots of help from our librarian, which is from the students.
Hmm. Hmm.
They are on
So
duty.
the students are on librarian duty.
Mm.
Yes, they are in charge of
Interesting.
the borrowing and lending books. They are in charge of it. What
Uh-huh,
about your
okay.
library, Mark?
Now, I wish we had a full-time librarian here too, but we don't. It's
Mm,
uh, it's mainly self-service. So
mm,
the students go into the library and I can show you. We have a little um, computer here where they log in using a specific. Everyone has an individual login name, and they borrow the book themselves,
mm.
and we have to trust that they do it. Sometimes they just come in and take what they like and they leave, and I guess that's okay. That's inevitable. But they usually return the books anyway. So sometimes they steal the books, but it's very seldom. It's not a problem.
Okay, okay. Actually, it's good, right, to steal a book.
Yes, sort of.
Yeah, for their readings.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's I keep record of what books are mostly stolen, and and it's this one, Simone de Beauvoir, the second sex.
What's
It's
what's
Mm,
it's a very intellectual book. So if
mm.
they want to steal this, well, I don't encourage crime, but it's at least it's a good book.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you show us the how big is your library?
Yeah. I can show you around, and I have made a little presentation for you later on. Then.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll move out to the stairs. On this little counter, I usually have campaigns for different themes. Like we're going to do this Model UN soon, and I will fill this up with stuff to lure the students into the library. And this is the library. There are two rooms. The first room that you enter, we have what do you say? Not the novels, but
The
the
fiction,
subject that we read.
the
Not fiction, facts.
facts,
Sorry about my English.
non-fiction.
Yeah, non-fiction. Yeah. Most of these I have sorted out. I only keep like dictionaries and encyclopedias for historic value, because all the facts that they need are available. They don't use books to search
Mm.
for like facts about Malaysia. They
Oh.
go to some online source instead. So this is only kept for historic value only. No one reads these kind of books.
Yeah.
But what they cannot find online is more well specialist books.
Mm.
Well, so this is religion, philosophy, psychology, different culture. I don't have to show you everything. I think you need
Mm.
to know what I mean. But it's a big part of my job to always keep this up to date, uh,
Ah.
to know what's being published. And luckily, my wife is also a librarian
Ah.
at the city library, so I get some insight through her as well.
So do you get the
Uh,
book for free?
Sometimes, but I have a good budget, so I don't have to care about that really. It's not I can buy what I want, uh, which is great. Um, and then there's also a little. We have lots of small rooms for the students to sit and study, so I
Mm.
don't have to maintain a big space for that purpose in the library, but we have some. So
Mm.
here they can sit, and yeah, here are some magazines, scientific
Mhm.
and popular scientific magazines, and they can also sit in this room where the fiction part of the library is.
I see.
I have I have in order to sort of lure them into reading, I have I'm trying to make it um, sort of I know that they like to read classics, for instance, but they
Mm.
don't know what the classics are. So instead of just ordering everything alphabetically, I have made the displays thematically.
Mm.
Um, and I also this is well a full section with cartoons, high quality cartoons, not like Donald Duck, but good stuff. Uh, the kids love fantasy, so I'm trying to fill this up, and a lot of it is borrowed, as you can see.
Yeah, that's good.
And we also have a lot of students that are interested in history, so I'm trying to sort the books into some kind of a historical order as well. And the English shelf is always expanding because they tend to read a lot in English these days.
Oh.
Not only as part of their education, but they want to read like firsthand the first language. If the writer is English or American, they want to read it in the original language.
Oh.
More than when I was a kid. I didn't want to read in English, but nowadays
Did
they
it?
do. And this is also a space for
Meet.
our different clubs or like book circles. Do you say that in English? Um,
Book
oh,
clubs.
yeah, book clubs or writers clubs.
Writers.
They outside of the education, some of the students are voluntarily participating in reading more than they have to, or writing, or maybe they have a chess club, or maybe some sort of a political club. And then I encourage them to come to the library, sit here, and I can buy them what they need. Like, do you need fancy little books that you can? I can show you a picture later, because sometimes all you have to do to make the kids, or to make the students write, is to give them a beautiful book to write in. So
You mean
uh,
like a journal?
yeah, exactly. I can show you a picture. They were so happy. It's such an easy way to like lure them into
Reading.
into the world of literature just by giving them a fancy journal, which is not that expensive. Um, I'm very impressed by your virtual tour, your film. I haven't made one of those, but I'm a filmmaker myself from the start,
Oh,
so
wow.
I can
A
see that you
filmmaker.
have put a lot of work in it. Yes, before I became a teacher, I was a filmmaker, a film director.
Oh, wow.
But should I can show you a little. I have a little presentation for you.
Yeah, sure.
Um, to show you the expectations that are put on me as a librarian and how I try to solve them. All right. Can you see the text?
Yeah, we can. I can.
Yeah, okay, good. So what I'm going to talk about here are what are the demands and expectations on a Swedish school library today, and how do we, or how do I, try to make them come true. First of all, there are some laws and regulations that all schools have to follow. And secondly, there are expectations from the teachers community. And thirdly, there are special expectations from the students. And all of them I need to meet in some way. The demands from Swedish law and the Swedish school authorities are that all schools need to have a library. You cannot choose that. It's mandatory. And it's part of sort of a democratic project. You need the school library in order to provide free access to knowledge, culture, research, political opinion. So I always have to keep some books that I don't like necessarily, but they like I have to buy books about different ideologies, for example, in order to provide a space where they can cultivate their own political opinions. And I have to take special concern to the minorities that we have, different languages, and a special concern to disabilities, like if you have difficulties reading, I have to give them some sort of a technical aid to, well, audiobooks, for example. And the expectations from the teachers is that this library provides them access to literature, both classics and up-to-date new literature. And also I need to provide them with scientific magazines. And thirdly, and this is a new one, they want also digital films. DVDs are out now. They only watch streamed films now. So I'm trying to build up a library for that too. And the students, they want the same as the teachers. They also want literature, classics, and up-to-date books used outside of the education. And I don't need to provide them with that, but I want to, and we can afford to. So I'm trying to make them read even outside of the school. They also need help finding scientific literature when they're making projects that they cannot find online. And first of all, they need easy self-service. It has to be simple for them to find their ways here and to borrow books easily without much technical know-how. And also they need help organizing book clubs, etc. So how do we do this? Well, I have to be up to date on all relevant literature, research, political opinion, etc. That takes up a lot of my time, but I like it, so I gladly do it. I have to be up to date on new technical aids. I can show you some example. I have to stay informed of, is there any of the new students that have just begun first class that have, let's say, they're part of a specific minority, they are entitled to have some literature on their own languages. And also, of course, like I said, encourage reading by displaying selected themes and books. How do I meet the teachers' expectations? Well, always maintaining and updating the collection of literature and magazines so it's relevant and new. And establish and maintain a digital library of films. I can show you the examples of that. I just begun that, so we don't have that many films. Maybe we got 50 or something, but I'm building it up. And also help purchasing the stuff that teachers want. They can come to me and say, I need this book for this project that I'm having, and I can borrow it for them. I can buy it for them, or a film. As for the students' expectations, I need to find the best, easiest, and cheapest self-service software. And that's not easy, but I found one that I'm pleased with now. And I also have to make it easy for them. Since we don't have a librarian here full-time, I must make it easy for them to search information about the books in our computer system easily. So I have to tag. This is an ongoing project, never ending, but I'm trying to tag all the books, all the titles that we have with specific subjects, like the Holocaust or climate change or whatever. And also help them organizing clubs of different sorts. I can show you an example of how we work with digital educational literature. We have like 50% books, paper books, and 50% digital books. And the digital ones are good in one way, because if you have students that cannot read properly, they can have some assistance here. They can hear. You can make this an audio book by pressing that button there, or you can have it read out, and all the words are highlighted as they are read out, so they can. It's a big help for students with reading difficulties.
Mark, is this the website?
Yeah, this is. It's actually it's Sweden's oldest dictionary from the 1700s, which has become digital now, and so it's a very high quality website.
Oh, website.
Yeah. But all the students have access to it at home or wherever they are. And we also provide them with access to free online to the biggest newspapers and popular magazines, popular science magazines, which is actually less expensive than buying everything physically. So and as for the digital library of films, of course we have. I think you have Netflix in Malaysia too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have school accounts for the most popular streaming services,
Oh,
and also well, you don't have this specific one in Malaysia, but it's an online site where you can buy films and then you have them forever digitally.
forever.
So you don't have, yeah. And I'm trying to successively build this up. I only had it for like a year, but if the teachers want to show them a film in Spanish or Italian, or they want to show them a historical film about anything, I will purchase that film digitally and put this in this little library that we have, which is great because yeah, it's not that expensive. And as for the students, they want an easy software to log in and search for literature and borrow books. I don't know about Malaysia, of course, but we have some different softwares to use in Sweden. I chose this one. It's called WeLib. So all the students have their own personal accounts. They can log in to their page, their library page, and they can see. This is an example. This student has borrowed 2 books right now. So you can see that this one is delayed. It should be back by, the first one should be back by Christmas Eve, and
Is this
this
the
one is
physical book or a digital book?
yeah, it's a physical book, but the oversight is digital. So
Oh,
and also if they, this is a big work that takes forever, but if they want to find a book about, say, love, you type in love here in the search field, and up comes 270 books about love, fiction and non-fiction. And another example, you want to read something about from a Nobel Prize winning author. You write in Nobel Prize, and up comes 84 Nobel Prize winning books, or climate change, etc., etc. And this takes some time, but the good thing is that most of the books that I buy, they are digitally tagged with information of this kind, so I can just, someone else already done it for me. I just need to scan them into the digital library. And then this is another room, but it's still a library project. This is the Writers Club I talked about. I gave them these little journals because this is a conservative little group. They want to read by hand, and they like old art. So they sit here every second week and write together, sponsored by the library, so to say. Yeah, and that was all I wanted to show you.
Okay, thank you. So it's very interesting, and I see that your job is not that I mean, it's not an easy job.
No, we have a lot of demands and
Yeah,
expectations put on us here. And I'm not a full-time librarian. I'm a teacher.
yeah, you're a teacher.
Uh, I
What
I
subject do you?
only history and sociology and also different cultural courses. Um, so yes, this takes some time. Of course, I would like to someone to do this full time, but also this self-service thing, of course, free makes it a lot easier for me.
Mhm. Okay, maybe the teachers and students have some questions for you. We are
So,
open.
Mr. Max, I'm Jackson. I'm quite interested with the library, digital library of films.
Hmm.
I think it's new to me, actually. And how do you manage to get all the collection? Is it the film is the real film or just video, maybe, or maybe from the Netflix? So how do you manage to get those collection?
Well, it depends on what kind of streaming services that you have in the country, but um, like we have Netflix and other services, but when you have a Netflix account, you can't always rely on, is the film going to be there next year, or is it going to be there for this month? So it's not very reliable. So, but there is another page. I don't know what services that you have in Asia, but there's it's called SF Anytime in Swedish, and almost not every film, but like 80% of the films that I'm looking for are there, and I purchase them. I'm not borrowing them. I buy them digitally so that they stay there forever. um, and each film costs maybe less than $10, maybe $6 or something. So it's not a huge investment because they're there always.
Yeah,
Um,
that's quite interesting because it will be useful for teachers to as their teaching materials, you know.
yeah,
And I think our problem is the copyright. I think copyright of the film.
yes, but there we have a deal for that too. This is of course different in different nations, but we have some sort of a deal with the copyright organizations of Sweden. We give them not a vast amount of money, but some money. I don't know. It's been set up before I entered this role, but it's not much. It's not. It's quite affordable for us at least.
So other
But
students will be able to access the library or only the teachers.
yeah, I give them access if I trust them. um, they have to log out when they're finished because there's a roof. You can't be. There's a maximum amount of persons that can be logged in at the same time, or computers. So it's not. It's not something that they can use whenever they want to. It's mainly for teachers, but also students, if they're in a project, they need to see a film. But it's not like for leisure watching.
Maybe this is a very good idea. This digital library of films, something new.
Yeah, if you have if you have the, I mean, it's not something that you can decide yourself. It has to be there. The structure, the infrastructure needs to be in the country.
Hmm.
I couldn't have done this 5 years ago, but I can do it now. So
Thank you for the idea. Yeah, great job.
You're welcome.
Other teachers? Students, maybe? Question?
I can say that before this digital library of films, I bought a lot of DVDs
Mm.
for a lot of money, and
So where
now
are they now?
they are just collecting dust.
Recycled.
Yeah. So that was a huge waste of money. But well, what to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
So are there any other questions from any other librarians?
Yeah, teachers. I can see
Rafida?
more teachers are coming in.
Rafida Rewan?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Mr. Mark. So, how much does the school give you as a budget to buy books?
Wait, I have to adjust the volume.
Oh, sorry.
Come again, please.
Okay. So, how much does the school give you as a budget to buy books?
Um, about $4,000 each year.
Oh,
Four
Is that a
thousand
lot or is
dollars.
it?
That's a USD or Swedish krone?
Yeah, no, US.
Yes.
About 40,000 Swedish crowns.
40,000, half
so
20,000.
wow.
Hi. It depends. Of course, it's a bit different. Some years are on a tighter budget, but somewhere around three,
Okay. So,
4, $5,000.
I see. So, how many books do you have now?
I'm not sure. It depends on how you count them, but inside this physical library are like 3,000 or something. But then there are also books out in the teachers' rooms that are not accounted for in the statistics. So I don't know, 3 to 6,000. I don't know, 3 to 5,000.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Other questions? Is there any more? Yes, Janelle.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
I have a question. Do you have librarian among the students?
No, we don't. But I hear that you have, and that was a good idea.
Why?
Uh, I haven't never thought about it.
Mm,
But
okay.
it's not really necessary. I mean, they can. Yeah, sure. Come. Like I said, it's self-serviced, so we don't need anyone to sit here and help with borrowing books. But I would sure use someone to keep it tidy and put the books back in order. So that's a good idea. Now we have some students here that are reading. Yeah, other questions, please? How many books do you read in a day? Myself.
Yes, I think that's yourself.
Well, nothing. I don't have time for that. No, I'm a slow reader.
Good to try.
Yes, I try when in the holidays. I'm a slow reader. My wife eats everything that comes out in the market. So all the books. Yeah. Any other questions? or if not, I will say thank you very much for listening and for
Yeah.
inviting me. It's been a pleasure,
Yeah.
and it's my first time in Borneo.
Yeah, virtually.
Yes. So
So before we leave, before we say goodbye, on behalf of our principal, teachers, and students, I would like to say thank you once again to you and your school for spending time with us today. Before we leave, why don't we take a group photo with everyone? Yeah. Jason, okay.
Okay, on the count of three. One, two, three. Okay, maybe we can do some freestyle. In the count of three. One, two, three. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank
It's
you,
been
Mr.
a
Mark.
pleasure.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Goodbye.
So have a good day. Enjoy your
Okay,
day.
thank you all.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Okay, thank
You
you.
too.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wala pa nagkataon.